So to come to me, take my record, make all this money, out on tours, do this and that, and act like we're not a part of it, even left me off the Grammy nomination.
But when they sent it to me, Kendrick wasn't on there.
Okay, you didn't hear that verse.
Nah, they didn't want me to hear it.
Okay. Why? Because they thought you could easily
probably hit him upside the head for some more money or something.
Hot tea.
All right, so y'all remember when Like That came out and it had that fire sample? Well, that was a sample from Rodney O, who is now suing Kendrick Lamar, Metro Boomin, Future, and everybody else who was a part of the record because he said the business wasn't right. Let's check this out.
Everybody would want Kendrick on their song. I understand that, but say I was cool with Drake. Give me that option to say yay or nay. My rights manager, Nicole Key, told me from the beginning something's not right. They just dropped the ball and not giving us any type of respect, man. And that's cold to do that to old school artists, man. You know, they came to me. I didn't go to them. I didn't tell them to use my record. They came to me. So to come to me, take my record, make all this money, out on tours, do this and that, and act like we're not a part of it, even left me off the Grammy nomination. How can you do that? You know what I mean? So just no respect at all.
Okay, so that was cut from an interview with TMZ. And Rodney O is upset. Now he's saying that they cut him out of everything, even the Grammys. Now look, that's his stance now. And he posted this on his Instagram back in July 1st of 2024. And here's what he told Sway.
Everlasting Bass was the song that was the inspiration to the song Like That, produced by Metro Boomin, featuring Future and Kendrick Lamar, that just set off a movement. When you first heard Like That, what did you think?
I had heard it like a year before. He was playing it at a club, just a little snippet.
A year before?
A year before. And I was like, that might do a little something, because a lot of people have used it, but they totally messed it up. The elements that he used, I was like, okay, and I could just hear it. I was like, they got a little they got a chance to do something. So they wind up sending it to me before, because I had to approve it. But when they sent it to me, Kendrick wasn't on there.
Okay, you didn't hear that verse.
Nah, they didn't want me to hear it.
Okay. Why? Because they thought you could easily
probably hit him upside the head for some more money or something.
What did you think when you heard the Kendrick verse?
I said, this one gonna go.
You said it's gonna go?
Yeah, I knew it was gonna go. For one, from the popularity of them alone, you know what I'm saying? And then just the way they did it. Metro really, he put his foot in it.
All right, so he heard the Kendrick verse at that point in time. And remember, during that TMZ interview, he was talking about, well, what if I had a relationship with Drake? Give me an option. You telling Sway you heard the verse and you liked it. Now, he also did another interview with Vibe. Let's check this out. So first and foremost, Rodney O's song was called Everlasting Bass. All right, that sample is so hard. That's all I can play without getting copywritten. But this is from an interview he did with Vibe magazine last year. And he was basically talking about how excited he was that the record was going crazy. And it seems like at this time he was happy. And also remember during the interview, he said, what if I was cool with Drake? Give me that option. But I'm about to tell y'all what he said in this interview with Vibe last year. And it didn't sound like he was thinking about Drake at this time, okay? He said, it is crazy because the song was big when it came out. And for it to be even bigger now, all these years later, it's crazy. I heard the song and I knew it was good. But when it came out and the world hears it, how you hear it, and react to it the way you reacted to it, that's confirmation. Shared the hip-hop veteran with Vibe. Every song that I've cleared, I repeat, every song that I've cleared, they've sent it to me prior, and I've been able to check it out. A lot of people have used the sample in the past, but when I heard Like That, I was like, they totally demolished it. And he's saying demolished like cool, like they killed it. It was good. And at this part, he was even happy that Kendrick was on the record. He said, it's funny. Somebody called me the day before it came out and said, hey man, I got some news for you. I actually heard Kendrick is on the record. And I was like, no, Kendrick ain't on that record because I have it. Songs now, they'll be 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So when I heard it, I'm like, that's the whole song? So I said, he might be on the remix or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. I heard it in the restaurant just on my phone, so I really didn't get to hear what he was saying and all that. Then my phone just started going nuts that night. Remembered the veteran rapper. So in April last year, he was okay with the business. He was happy Kendrick was on the record, and he was happy that everybody in the world was loving the song. It seems like he felt just like us when we heard the song. Like when you heard that sample, you knew it was fire. You knew Metro was about to kill it. And then you saw Kendrick come in with that crazy verse, F the big three, it's just big me, and the rest is history. So I'm wondering what happened. Was it, okay, I'm going to keep my mouth shut right now and hopefully the business will resolve itself? You heard in the interview, he said, well, back then, my people told me it was something not right. So if it was something not right, why start doing interviews kind of bigging yourself up like, yeah, you know, I'm a part of this song and, you know, this is what the older generation is doing for the newer generation. That's kind of what this whole interview was about. They was talking about, you know, sampling and stuff like that, to even get a little more deeper because, you know, in hip hop, everything is about sampling. So basically Metro Boomin sampled his record, and this is what Rodney O had to say about sampling. That's the essence of it, shares Rodney O discussing sampling in hip hop. You take a James Brown record and he had that one part in the record where it might have been 10 or 15 seconds, and you loop it and you put stuff on top of it and it just has such a vibe. I won't say it's cheating, but when you sampling something, it's like 80% of it is done. Now it's just a matter of how you're going to make it even sound better. Luckily to me, why I'm so happy and fortunate is because Metro Boomin is the Dr. Dre of the South and the Dr. Dre of this time. I repeat, he said Metro Boomin is the Dr. Dre of the South and the Dr. Dre of this time. And I felt like he used my song and flipped it in its prime at the peak of his career, just like Dr. Dre did with Parliament, referring to the West Coast rapper's 1993 Grammy-winning song, Let Me Ride. So he was so hype about the record at this time, he was calling Metro Boomin the new Dr. Dre. And once again, while you sitting up here, you know, bigging up Metro Boomin, remember, he said, what if I was cool with Drake? Give me that option. It don't sound like in this interview with Vibe, he was thinking about the option of standing by Drake. Not to mention, by this time, the beef hadn't really started, right? Yeah, he said what he said, so I'm thinking to myself, maybe, because look, in the interview, he said, well, I didn't hear everything that he said, but, you know, his phone started ringing. So to me at that time, you see the success of the record, you heard what Kendrick said, and now you're saying that Metro is the new Dr. Dre. I don't think any type of relationship that you had with Drake, and he said, what if I was cool with Drake, so maybe he's not cool with Drake at all. I don't think you cared at that moment. I think you saw the record was blowing up. You thought you could get some money. I'm not saying that anybody should just railroad you and take your art and what you built and what you made and just use it any old type of way without paying you. I'm just saying, I think he could have left that Drake part out. And so once again, I'm asking myself, what happened? Now, like I said, maybe he saw the song blowing up. Maybe he saw Kendrick having this incredible year and he thought to himself, I need a bigger piece of the pie. Or maybe the business wasn't right from the beginning and he just kept his mouth shut, hoping that things would sort themselves out. But obviously it's not working for Rodney O at this time. And look, we keep seeing this in hip hop. A lot of older artists are saying that younger artists and producers are taking these beats and these samples and they aren't paying what they're supposed to pay. Remember, Boosie had that thing with Rod Wave that went on for a long time. I think Rod Wave must have paid him because he stopped talking about it. I think Boosie had another situation with Young Blue. So it's a lot of older artists from, I want to say the 90s, early 2000s, hip hop artists who are fighting back when it comes to sampling, even though hip hop was based on sampling. But if I own something, I want to get paid for it. And that's a big thing in hip hop, and not even just hip hop, music in general. And, you know, look, we see a lot of lawsuits coming from that. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.